to meet you, Sarah, for
Nice to meet you,
a
Trey.
financial counseling session.
Alright.
So, I guess a good place to start with this first session is just getting to know more about you, more about your current situation, and your goals for these financial counseling sessions. In sessions 2 and 3 that we will be doing, we'll look more into your specific situation, problem, and solutions as we move forward. So what brings you to financial counseling?
Well, I'm pretty stable. I have a job and I work about 40 hours a week. And so I get paid decently, but I just make enough to make it, you know. I don't have a whole lot of extra spending money. And I'm afraid that if something big happens, I'm going to be financially strapped and not be able to pay for something.
Okay.
And so I guess I would kind of like to find out the best way to save money by still being able to pay my bills on time, and then just have that little extra spending money in case I'd like to go out to do something.
So, with the job, ideally, you're making lots of money and get lots of things, but
I don't
understandably,
make lots of money. I just make enough.
yeah, but understandably, not everybody gets dream jobs and
Yeah.
really has to work on
Mhm.
what to get by with. But so currently, what are some of your big expenses or financial goals that you're working towards?
Right now my biggest expenses are, you know, just the rent and the utilities and things like that. But I'd like to be able to live comfortably and move out of my apartment, maybe get a house, something like that. But I need to start saving money now for maybe moving out, but more for my car because I'm having car problems.
So, really, a good way to start looking at these is seeing the different ways we can work on building your financial security,
Mhm.
as well as looking towards your future goals and investments, savings, along those lines to build your own areas, or own security.
I also don't have a lot of extra expenses. Usually when I pay rent and stuff, that's pretty much it. I don't know if that helps you or tells you anything else, but
So it sounds like you're starting to head down the right path, looking at bills that you have to pay versus bills that you, or things that you would like to spend money on, and comparing that to your income. So what has your financial past been like?
pretty stable. I haven't had a lot of problems. I have credit cards, but I pay them on time and usually try to pay them off every month. Sometimes it doesn't happen, but I still make the payments. So I try to keep my credit good and make sure I have money in the bank, but it's always a little bit hard.
Now, growing up, what was your appreciation of money?
Pretty valuable. I feel money pretty valuable. When I was growing up, we didn't spend a lot of extra money on anything. My parents would both work like 2 jobs just to make it, so I understand that money's tight. I understand how to live cheaply. So
Well, it sounds like you've had a little bit of experience with knowing how to tighten your belt and keep things going. Now, you said you don't have a lot of additional expenses, but if we're going to start looking towards increasing your savings and investments and looking at those, given the limitation of your current job,
Mhm.
we'll have to start looking into different areas of adjusting
So
the
like no more
expenditures.
manicures? I really like those.
Yeah,
Those are like $40 a piece though, so never.
really?
Manicures and pedicures?
Manicures and pedicures.
Fingers and nails. It's a
Okay.
weakness, I can't help it.
Yeah, looking at those types of things, and I mean, even simple things like a cup of coffee in the morning from Starbucks,
Killing me with coffee.
or
I have my own coffee machine also.
have your own coffee machine.
Yeah, awesome.
That's good. But then things like eating out, running out with friends. I mean, even if you look to limit those areas, I mean, every time's another one.
I know, but I don't want to be like a social hermit.
Yeah, there's definitely a fine balance and
Yeah.
different ways to look at it. I mean, maybe instead of going out with friends to a movie, maybe you have them over to your place for popcorn and a movie on your TV. I mean, little shifts like that will have a huge impact as we move forward. The other thing is, since I know that you're a college student, is you'll probably be preparing for some major transitions in the coming months as you move away from being a college student with your little apartment here in Moscow versus a big job somewhere. And I mean, so the other area that you'll need to look at is building kind of a safety net for you to handle that transition. Because given current job markets and stuff, there might be a delay of a month or two, or something where it's like you're no longer at the university, student loans have to start being paid, you're no longer working here on campus, and you'll be having to deal with all the issues of moving and finding a job and car and all of those. So, in your opinion, how do you think or what would you think would be one of your better courses to help build your investments and savings?
Probably drink less coffee.
Drink less coffee.
Probably maybe taking a portion of my check out every time I get paid, maybe saving it that way. But like I always am worried that if I take it out, then what if I need that money for something at the current time? So, I do have like a little bit of savings, but not a whole lot, and so I'm always afraid that if I take something from there, then I'm just toast.
Yeah.
So,
So you're worried that when you get your paycheck, you think you pretty much that's your month to live on.
yeah.
Right? Okay. But then so what do you do when you have unexpected expenditures each month? I mean, extra little things that come in.
Extra, well, I try not to have that happen. I just deal with it. I mean, like I said, I have a little bit in my savings account, but
Okay.
so I draw from that, but I can never seem to replace it. So,
Okay. And then what do you classify as those? What do you classify as a monthly expense that's coming out of your paycheck each month versus, oh, this is something extra, it comes out of my savings?
like, what do you mean, like random expenses or things that?
So like, to me, like monthly expenses that should be coming out of your paycheck would be rent, food,
Okay.
gas, groceries, utilities,
Okay,
internet, entertainment.
that
pretty
stuff comes
much.
out of your paycheck. But, I would say, unexpected trips home, to see my family. When I'm sick, I get the medical bills that come in, and those are usually a monthly thing. So when those come in, it's a little bit.
Yeah, that's understandable. I mean, something you weren't necessarily planning on
Yeah,
comes automatically out of savings versus.
yeah. So I mean, like, I try not to take it out unless I have to. But,
side note, for medical, I mean, is it all private or private insurance, or do you just pay for it, or is it
Oh, I have insurance, but, you know.
high copay?
I don't have a copay.
Okay.
I know you're shocked that I don't have a copay.
I know.
Everybody's shocked that I don't have a copay, and I'm like, I don't have a copay, okay?
I
I have
insurance.
decent insurance, but it doesn't cover it all.
Okay.
Especially up here in Moscow. Moscow's medical system sucks. So.
Okay. So it sounds like an area that we'll need to start looking at is how to reduce your standard monthly expenses, so that way a portion of your paycheck can be put into savings to start building it. Do you have a target in mind?
Not yet.
Not
I was
yet.
hoping maybe in our discussions we could maybe come to a good target number and maybe next session, something along those lines.
Okay. We can definitely start next. We definitely will be looking at that in the coming sessions, because it does sound like, based upon the number of hours you work a week, that we should be able to find room within your monthly income to start putting money back into savings and building it. And it might even be, I mean, with modern banking, I mean, accessing your checking versus accessing your savings is pretty easy. So even once it goes into savings, it's not binding it up forever.
Yeah.
I mean, perhaps in our final session we can start looking at more of the long-term investments, be they CDs or market investments, or ways that make your money grow faster. The thing with that will just be then it isn't available for you. And I know that you expressed that as a concern, that once you put it there, that you won't be able to get it for whatever expenses come up quickly. But if we work on building a plan for building your savings account, we then can start putting small amounts of the savings account towards those higher return investments.
Okay.
Is there any other concerns that you have, or is there any?
How much are you charging me for this?
Well, as we're gonna say, this is a just UI outreach program that's free service to students.
Oh, that's excellent.
Yes.
Reducing my costs already.
Yeah. And it's nice to have services that help you learn while giving you additional services. The biggest thing is that we're just going to be having conversations to help you understand your current situation and pathways to reach your end goals over the next couple of sessions.
Okay.
Overall, I'm just going to be giving you some generalized advice based off of my experience, my knowledge, and then just taking and looking at things from other perspectives to see, I mean, I'm sure when you get your paycheck, you're thinking, oh, this is all the money for expenses, and that's what it goes towards. And we'll just have to look at helping you understand how to split up that money and move it, and really focus on your more long-term goals versus short-term goals.
Okay. Other than that, is there anything else I need to know or expect?
I think that's about everything. I've got some of your background on what you want to do, and I'll start looking up some very specific strategies and on how we will proceed in the next couple of sessions.
Sounds excellent.
Thank you for stopping by, and I look forward to seeing you next time.